Hey guys, welcome to the Field of 68 YouTube channel. If you like what you see here, hit that subscribe button and you'll get more college basketball content just like this.
We just had clutch moments galore in Arkansas's win over Texas A&M. This was the wildest game of the night. There's been wild games all night. Like I said, this one played out in real time as we're doing this show. Ultimately, Arkansas emerges victorious 78-77. Fellas, I don't really know what I just watched. It was a foul fest. It was a game that Arkansas stormed out of the gates, took a 20-point lead nearly immediately. And then it was a game where Wade Taylor put his team on his back to the tune of 41 points. Now, mind you, it took him 32 shots to get there, but he hits the crazy shot late, gives them the lead for the first time all game, only for Tramon Mark to go coast to coast in 7 seconds and just hit his patented little jump stop, little floater that just looks unstoppable when he's going. Rob, you're a Muss Bus guy through and through. I know you loved this result. Somewhere deep in your heart, you're smiling tonight because of this one.
Well, look, this is what Muss does, man. This is what they do every single year. They start the season out with a certain level of expectation because of the freshmen that he's brought in, or the transfers that he's brought in, or the talent that he's put together on this roster. And then throughout December and January, they just play themselves into this point where everybody gives up on them and everyone bails on them, and the Muss Bus is going down. And it looks like the Muss Bus is about to go off a cliff, and everybody's trying to jump out. Everyone's trying to bail, and no one wants to be on the bandwagon anymore. I'm never going to leave the Muss Bus bandwagon. Okay. It's not until we see that thing completely crash and blow up, until I see Muss in the unemployment line, until I see them heading to the NIT or heading to the CBI or heading to wherever conference tournament they're headed to. This is what they do. They just find a way to get it done. He eventually figures out what works. He eventually figures out sets to run. He eventually figures out the guys that are going to be his core, like 6 or 7 dudes, and they end up winning a bunch of games, and they reel off like 8 or 9 in a row in February. And then we get to March, and it's like, hey, you know what? That's the 7 seed that you don't want to play. And it's why Muss made it to 2 Elite Eights in his first 2 seasons at Arkansas. It's why he made it to the Sweet 16 last year and picked off number 1 seed Kansas. Like, this is what Arkansas does. This is what the Muss Bus does. Like, I don't understand why people are surprised. They just find a way to get it done. I'll tell you this, Greg. I'm going to be hammering the Arkansas money line for the next 3 games, no matter what it is. Doesn't matter who it is. Doesn't matter who they're playing. It's about to turn around. They're making their run right now. And I see that face you guys are giving me. I don't care. I'm all in. The Muss Bus is back, baby. They took it into the shop and they got it fixed. We're rolling now, Mack. We're rolling now.
Not this year, man. Not this year. Not. And you said till all the wheels are off. Well, I can tell you 3 out of 4 of them are, because they're 1-3 in the league, and they needed a last-second prayer by Tramon Mark to prevent them from going 0-4 in the league. I don't see them making the annual Muss Bus convention trip to March Madness. I think you're going to be following them in the NIT. That's just my prediction.
Yeah, we'll just wait until they make that run in the NIT. That's what's going to happen now. If that's what it is, that's what it is. If that's where the Muss Bus ends up, that's where it ends up.
Are we going to get a shirtless Muss at the NIT quarterfinal? Is that what we're going to get this year? It could happen, right? It could. It could.
I won't be watching.
Listen, guys, I love the positive spin from Dauster. I really do. But at the same time, 20-point lead, you finally look like you have a pulse. You're playing a team who's starting 3-headed backcourt combined to shoot, let's see what this is, 15 for 53 from the floor in this game. It's not exactly like anyone got crazy hot. Wade Taylor hit some crazy shots, but he had to miss 3 times as many as he made to get there. And then, look, give Tramon Mark a ton of credit. He finished with 35 tonight, but I don't know that Muss was drawing up great sets during the 8-minute scoring drought from the floor in the second half of this one. Dicey is the understatement here. Now, Texas A&M quickly, though, I want to ask you guys this, because we just saw them take down Kentucky in another classic game, 2 emotional games back-to-back now. This is not the first time this year that Texas A&M has dug themselves a massive hole. They were down 21 points to Iowa State early in the non-conference. They came all the way back to win that game with another crazy run. What is it about this Texas A&M team that gives them the ability to never say die in a game where they dig such a big hole? And why are they starting out in such a big hole, Mack?
Well, I don't know why they're starting out in such a big hole, but I do know, having played Buzz's teams over the years, that his guys do not throw in the towel. They're going to fight you for every inch on the floor. They're going to fight you to the very end. And I think if you look at Texas A&M's SEC record, I think it's a little bit misleading. I think if you look at the teams they've played, I mean, they've already played two of the heavy favorites in the conference. So in beating one of them, I think that Texas A&M over time will be one of the top half teams of the league. Tonight wasn't a good loss for them. Can't come out on the road flat. You can't come out on the road and get behind 15 or 20 and then expect to win the game. But they got it to that point and just couldn't seal the deal at the end. And, hopefully they learn from it.
Yeah.
They just need to
I don't know. I don't know
cook earlier. Like we see all these crazy comebacks when it's just like, yeah, you know what? We're going to give the ball to Wade Taylor and let him go. Maybe you just do that from the opening tip. Maybe you just start your offense with that. Boots Radford was 2 for 15 tonight. Maybe stop running stuff for him and just let this guy that can go out and get you 41 and a half go do it. I don't know. I'm not the coach.
That's a bad man, Wade Taylor. I certainly hope we get to see them in the NCAA tournament because he is the type of player that can make those magical moments happen.
Thank you for watching the Field of 68. If you've enjoyed what you've seen here, hit that like button, share this link with your friends, or check out the description for some other places that you can consume Field 68 content.